I told you, in order to have the best next year, then you need to be starting right now. And I know it may seem early, but trust me, it works. Most people slack off over the last 3 months of the year. Things slow down, it's the holidays, it's just usually the time that people tend to chill more. But not you. The problem that happens with this is by ending the year slow, you start the new year slow as well, and you have no momentum, and that is not what you want. I'm going to be breaking down my 90-day blueprint in order for you to hit the ground running in the new year. Don't be like the 99% of people who wait until January 1st in order to get working on their goals, or like the 80% of people who quit on their New Year's resolutions by February. If you want more than average, then you need to do something differently than everybody else. Create a plan, build momentum, and excel in the new year. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. My name is Carys, and this is where we talk about how to elevate your life, unlock your full potential, and become the highest and best version of yourself. Now, this video is going to be in depth. It is going to be broken down and it's going to be interactive. Now, when I say interactive, I mean that this is going to be a full breakdown. I'm going to be asking you questions. We're going to be doing reflections. You're going to need to actually answer as you go through. So make sure you're pausing it when you need to. Get a laptop or a notepad and pen and make sure you're actually doing this. This is a video where you're going to be taking action. Please, this may take you a couple of hours to go through and properly work through it. But if you want to excel over these next 3 months to hit the ground running in the new year, then you will get it done. All right, if you're ready to take your life to the next level and hit the ground running, then let's go. How I'm going to break down this video is we are going to have 12 overarching categories that should sum up most of your life. But if certain things are different, feel free to add and adjust as you need to. So you're going to choose one category. For example, career. And then for career, you're going to go through each 4 steps. And within each of the steps, you're going to have 4 questions. So each category, you're going to have 4 steps. The 4 steps are uncovering progress, assessing the present, creating the goals, and setting the steps. Now, within each of these steps, I'm going to ask you 4 different questions. Answer these questions in detail and open and honestly. You are doing this for yourself, so you need to be transparent with where you're at and where you're trying to get to, okay? 12 categories, 4 steps, 4 questions. And then it's all going to come together at the end with taking action and implementation. Okay, your 12 categories are as followed in no particular order: health, mindset, career, finance, sleep, exercise, family, friendships, relationships, self-development, spirituality, and travel. Those 12 categories are overarching of your life. Now, like I said, if there's certain ones that you want to take out or adjust, feel free to do so. Now, as we go through these 4 steps, I'm going to use the category career. However, as you're going through, like I said, you're going to go through all the 4 steps for one, and then keep going through every single category that you have. So career, your first step is uncovering progress. So this is looking at the year so far and seeing what steps in the right direction towards your goals you've actually made. So our first question in this step is to reflect and analyze and answer, what are the biggest accomplishments and wins that I have made this year so far? So based on the category career, it could be you got a promotion. It could be you got a raise. It could be a certain amount of sales. Depending on what your career is, what are the biggest wins that you've had this year so far? So if you got your notes, pause the video and write this down. Number 2, we're identifying hurdles. What challenges or obstacles have you faced this year so far? Question number 3 is self-assessment. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your progress that you've made this year so far? So 1 is I'm not satisfied whatsoever. 10 is I could not have done more. I'm very satisfied at the progress that I've made in my career this year so far. And your last question is, what could you have done in order to make that a 10? So say for the last question, you're at a number 7. What were you missing? What could have been done in order to make it a 10? Okay, now you have uncovering progress. done. We're now going to move on to assessing the present. So this is where we're looking at where we currently are in this category. So your first question is, where do you stand right now? So think about the goals you set for this year. Think about the things you wanted to achieve this year. Where do you stand right now? So step number 2 is self-awareness. What are your current strengths and what are your current weaknesses? Be open and honest with yourself. Number 3 is a commitment check-in. So how motivated and committed do you feel about making significant progress over the next 90 days? And number 4, what could you do to make it to a 10? So if you're only at a 5, like you want to make progress, but you're not fully there. Why? What could you do to bring that to a 10? What is it that is in front of you that's maybe holding you back to the point that you're only at a 5? Okay, we've uncovered our progress. We've assessed where we presently are. Now our next step is to create the goals. So your first question is your end of year vision. And that is, what would make the next 90 days a win? So over these next 3 months, what is it in this specific category? So right now is career. What significant progress could you make over these next 90 days that you would feel extremely happy, extremely satisfied with by December 31st? Number 2, based on the obstacles and hurdles that we uncovered in step number 1, how do you plan to overcome them in the next 90 days? For example, if we're talking about career, if over the course of this year so far, you struggled with time management, you had so many projects that you wanted to get done, but you just couldn't find time for them. That was your main hurdle. Okay, over the next 90 days, what are you going to do in order to practice proper time management? Are you going to start time blocking? Are you going to start building a proper routine, start scheduling? What is it that you're going to do to overcome those hurdles and make sure that you're making the significant progress that you want to over the next 90 days? Number 3, what tools, resources, support do you need to source and implement in order to stay on track over the next 3 months? You've set your goals. You've decided how to overcome these challenges you've faced so far. You've figured out what you need to do or source in order to stay on track. Now, the last question in this step is to describe how you will feel in detail once you achieve these goals by the end of the year. I want you to talk about this in depth, how you will feel, the impact it will make on your life, the progression that you will feel on December 31st, going into this new year, having achieved whatever your goals are. And our 4th step is setting the steps. For the goal or goals that you set that would make the next 3 months a win, what are 3 actions, daily or weekly, that you need to do consistently in order to reach that goal? For example, we're talking career. In the next 3 months, your goal is to complete a project that you've been working on. You want to get it done by the end of the year so you can roll into the new year with it completed and ready to launch or present or whatever it is. That's your goal. You need to write 3 actions that you are going to be doing daily and weekly. So for example, you're going to work on the project for an hour a day. You're going to once a week practice the presentation. I'm just going off the fly here. You're going to practice the presentation once a week. And the other one time a week, you are going to go to a networking event to meet the people who you are going to pitch to. So ideally, you want at least 1 daily and at least 1 weekly. And then the third one can be whatever you want to. But these are things that you want to be doing consistently in order to reach these goals. Because a lot of people, they set the goals of what they want to achieve, but they don't decide what actions or habits they need to build in order to get to these goals. The second question is, what do you need to adjust in your environment in order to support these new actions or habits that you want to start in order to reach these goals? For example, you struggle when you get home at 5 o'clock or 5:30 from your workday to actually get that hour in to work on this project. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to wake up an hour earlier in the morning and get it done before you go to work. In your environment, you need to maybe get your coffee ready to turn on the night before. You need to get your clothes out ready to be up earlier. You need to get your alarm set and make sure you're actually waking up for it. What things do you need to adjust in order to support without friction that you are going to take these actions and actually follow through? Your third question: what form of tracking or accountability do you plan to use? This could be a journal. This could be a printout. This could be the notes app on your phone. This could be a specific habit tracker on your phone. Whatever is going to work best for you, how are you going to actually track your progress? Something that I used to love to do is when I would set up these challenges for my health and fitness and 75 hard and doing all these different things for self-development, I would design on Canva my own chart, and I would print a bunch of them out for however long the challenge was, and I would stick them up on the wall, and it would be extremely satisfying because checking things off, you get a dopamine hit. That was my form of accountability and tracking the progress that I made. So whatever works for you, write it down of what you actually need in order to track the progress that you're making in these next 3 months. And number 4, how do you plan to celebrate once you hit this goal? Now, this doesn't have to be something lavish and large. It can be something small, but our brains naturally want a reward. So write down or type what is going to be your celebration for hitting these milestones at the end of the year. Now you have all of the answers to these questions in all of the different steps. Now what do? You are going to transport your top 10 goals with your 3 action steps onto a separate piece of paper that you are going to print out and have it on the wall over these next 3 months. I have a beautifully designed one. If you want a copy of it, it's in the Highest and Best community group. That will be linked down in the description below. Go into there. There's a ton of different resources and tools that you can use, and one of them is a designed goal planner. So you can write your goal, you can have your action steps below, and then you can check it off once you achieve them. But basically take all of these notes that you've got, and the main things are your goals and the action steps you're going to take. The next thing you're going to do is whatever you wrote in step number 3 under question number 3 with those tools and resources and support that you need to source, you're going to go and do that. So whatever it is that you need to do, maybe you've got a big health goal and you need a meal prep service. Go and figure out what company you're going to use. Maybe it's in regards to your finances. You need to use an app or create a spreadsheet in order to track your expenses. Go and do that now. Whatever tools, resources, and support that you need in order to make this progress and implement what you're doing, then go and do it. Next, from the answers that you had in step number 4, question number 2, about adjusting the things in your environment, you're going to go and do that. Whatever it is that you had down there that you need to make changes with, go and do that. Get yourself ready. Then your answer from step number 4, question number 3, that you answered about how you plan to track your progress. You guessed it. You're going to go and get that ready. You're going to go and figure out what tools you're going to use, what printout you're going to use in order to stay on track and track your progress. Go and do that now. The last thing that I want you to do is you need to make a commitment to yourself. It takes 66 days to form a habit, scientifically. You have 90. That means that you can build up some incredible habits over these next 3 months, ready to roll into the new year with power, with momentum. So make a commitment to yourself. You could even write yourself, once you print out your goal tracking document, go on the back of the page and write yourself a commitment statement. Sign it at the bottom, commit to these goals over the next 3 months, and have that on your wall. Now, I agree that you should enjoy the holidays. I agree that you spend time with your family, your loved ones. I totally understand that. I do the same thing. However, make sure that you're still making progress. Just don't completely slack off and slow down and then start the year off with zero momentum. Success in your life comes down to your daily habits. So if you can build up some amazing ones now, you are going to completely crush it next year. Back when I was in high school, 12, 13 years ago, there was a quote that we had on our lacrosse team that was, start fast, finish strong. That was the quote that we had for our team, for our games. And that always stuck with me. You start the year fast and you end it strong. So over these next 3 months, we are ending strong for this year, and then we're starting fast in the new year. We do not slow down. We do not take our foot off the gas. If you did not take notes throughout this video, I challenge you, please, when you get home or to your office, I want you to listen to it again and take action on all of these questions. Write everything down, break it into detail, be honest with yourself, and get yourself set up ready for these next 3 months so you can go into the new year strong. Now make sure you join the highest and best group in the description below. You can meet other people who are on the same journey and path as you. Let's get connected on Instagram. My audio podcast is in the description below as well, so you can listen to me on the go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one next. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.